color? Vibrant. Wow. Hi, you guys. Long time since I've came on and talked to you guys. I've shared some posts um, pretty regularly, but I just felt that I need to come on and get my message out, get my message across to you guys. Happy New Year! I'm not sure if I've even been on this year so far, but if I haven't, Happy New Year! I hope you guys are doing well. I hope the new year is starting off well for you all. Um, and I really feel like I really feel like uh, there's a lot of misconceptions out here, especially now, in this 21st century with such a big advancement in technology, social media. The perception is really, really false, and we understand that perception is reality, but in reality, the perceptions that are put out here on social media is really false. And I come across a lot of people that I know are holding their own self back. They're dimming their own light so that someone else can shine because they feel like that person is doing better than them or already shining brighter than they are. And, I'm probably one of the only women on social media um, that comes on all natural. Um, I'm not ashamed about anything, not my face, not my natural face, not my skin, not anything. I live 100% in my truth, right? Whoever may watch this video on replay that have been following my channel, you know I live 100% in my truth. And my goal and my intention is to show and to put out there and to have it documented my entire journey and all of its truths because this is reality. And I just really want people to be comfortable and confident more than anything. Be confident in yourself enough to be able to walk and live in your truth, whatever that is. You have to stop holding yourself back. Stop placing limits on yourself for the sake of how you may be judged or how you may be viewed or talked about or laughed at. None of that matters at the end of the day. At the end of the day, what's important is, for one, are you happy? Are you happy with the life that you're living? Happiness doesn't mean, being happy with your life doesn't mean that you don't encounter struggles, doesn't mean that you don't encounter um, adversity. No, quite the opposite. It means you encounter it and you deal with it. You make the necessary adjustments, you learn from it, and you go back at it and you get right back out there. And you're not going to stop until you've crossed the goal line, in which, in my opinion, the goal line is death. But we all should be making goals for ourselves, right? Based upon our big dream. And once we've reached certain mile markers, you know, and when we're able to do it and still hold our head up high, still have integrity, still be a kind human, still be able to smile and sleep peacefully at night. You're not having nightmares, tremors, you're not um, sleepless, you're not restless, you're not up all night, you don't have insomnia. You're able to shut down and rest peacefully. You're able to get up and be grateful and have a smile on your face every single day For me, that is happiness. Being able to die on my own sword, not on anyone else's terms. And some of the posts that I put up um, really reflect my truth, because you're going to lose people. People are going to stop talking to you because you're not an illusion. You actually live what you speak. You actually believe what you speak, and you live it on a daily basis. And the fact of the matter is, social media, people putting off these perfect images, you know, it's not real. It is not real. And you see it when you see, the perfect couple that, or you have a friend that always posts the bliss on social media, or when they post their conflict, it's behind a funny story. So, it still gets a bunch of likes and comments, and it's cute, and it's still hashtag relationship goals. And then the very next year, they're not together anymore. And you're like, oh, damn, that was just 246 days ago. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I thought they were happy. We have to keep in mind there's so many people out here trying to deceive you, trying to make you believe that there's something that they're not. When the people that are actually living that life, and I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about some of my cyber mentors, for example. I'm building a company, and where I am working towards taking it is a grandiose level. So I study multimillionaires and billionaires. And when I see them um, outside of speaking engagements, and I don't mean see them personally, I mean, again, what they put across on social media, it isn't the flash, it isn't the same thing that the influencers and people that you may or that I may know personally, it's not the same image, because they actually have it. So they don't need to put out a false image. You know what I mean? They don't need to put out the perfect picture. Be true to yourself and stop limiting yourself. Society puts enough limits on us, right? We already have enough boxes to check. That's why the creative nomad slogan is there is no box. Think freely. Like, I grew up trying to think outside of the box. So that means I had to create a box and then try to think outside of it. You know how much work that was to try and keep myself from having the extreme grand thoughts that I have? So now, okay, think outside of the box. And I literally used to do this, even in my young adult life. Literally, even in my 30s, as a freelance makeup artist, I'm trying to, okay, and I would visualize this box, and I'm not bullshitting y'all. I would visualize a box, and then, okay, let me try and think outside of it. And then I create this analogy of coloring outside the line. And I'm just like, that's too much fucking work. That is too much work. There is no box. Think freely. Period. Everything and anything is possible. Right now, today, do you know how many people in this so-called like-minded group that I'm in, this investment group, that I've done a couple pitches and share my ideas, and they've laughed. They've told me I'm going to lose, by having this type of business model. I can't win that way. Now imagine if I listen to that and I say, okay, yeah, they right. No, no. I'm not going to dim my light just because you can't see through the brightness, just because you haven't, this isn't your vision. This isn't your gift. This isn't your dream. It's mine. So that means I can make it as grandiose as I want to. And I can strive to achieve that as much as I want to. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Stop limiting yourself. Be willing to make sacrifices for what will make you happy. And it's not going to be anything external. It's not going to be anything external. It could be something as simple as, Okay, let's say you laugh or react to memes that you actually don't find funny, that maybe you find insulting, but because it's someone or whatever the case may be, you want to, or you want to fit in, so then you laugh or you react to it. When inside you're like, why did you do that? You don't even believe that. You actually find that insulting. Why would you interact with that? You really wanted to comment and say, this really isn't funny because there's too many people out here that fall victim to this. Like this is a reality. But you don't because you may lose some people. You may lose some friends. You know what I mean? Or maybe you find yourself constantly posting useless memes because that's where you get the likes and the comments. And when you share from the heart, you get crickets. But you know what? If you accept those crickets, you'd sleep a lot better at night. If you say, you know what? Let me stop trying to fit in because I don't fit in. Let me just do me because I was put here to do me. You'd feel a whole hell of a lot better. This life is about sacrificing. You know what I mean? This life is about being happy with who you are. No amount of likes is going to make you happy. No amount of false positive comments are going to make you happy. And the universe knows dimming your light and putting a cloth over your shine is killing you. It's not making you happy, and it won't ever make you happy. I heard someone say, one of my cyber mentors, and he quoted someone else, and I don't remember, says most people die at 21 years old, but don't get buried until they're 65 or 70. Don't let that be you. Don't let that be you. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A real warrior only dies once because you live to the fullest. You live your life on the edge. You live your life according to the standards that you have set, not society, not your parents, not your peers, not your children, no one. You've lived according to your own standards. Now, if for sure, your standards are to be minimal and to be humble, look it up. Look up the definition of the word. And I'm old enough to remember when they started changing the verbiage. Back when I was a teenager and they talked about like people that achieved high accolades, they said, oh, they're very modest. That is accurate. You're very modest, right? You know that you're great, but you kind of shy away from all of the high accolades because you're not doing it for the accolades. Humble means you lower your existence. You lower your own importance. Hey, Queen Ava. Thank you. That's awesome. I It was just really on me to share this because I see a lot of people that do need it. And I see it in different ways. Like I see it from I ask a lot of people a lot of different things from even just looking at my website because I only have one set of eyes. I'm working towards building my team, but I don't have a team right now. It's just me. So I ask for a lot of outside input. And today really snapped something in me to say to myself, I got to stop that shit because these people are pissing me off. And it's also why I put the post on LinkedIn that I shared here on the community post because I realize with our community especially, we think very small minded. We don't, for one, we have a lot of our celebrity greats, Dame Dash, Master P, that have been trying to tell us about ownership for decades. And we just don't see it. And so today, I asked someone, and I was only asking if maybe they knew of some retired CEOs or some CEOs. And here's one thing I know from, again, my cyber mentors that I study. A retired CEO from $1 billion company who has amassed a lot of wealth, generational wealth. They don't get tired. It's not like a retired nurse who retires and now doesn't want to do anything. So I asked this woman, and you know, what the nonsense she said doesn't matter. Well, one thing she got me, she said, well, you're definitely going to need a person of color. I said, no, not if they're limited in their thinking. I'm not if they're small-minded. I'm not, because I know what's possible, because I study those who have done it, and they've all started from zero, from nothing. I mean, a real life nothing. Well, their nothing is different from your. Why? Why is it so different for me? Because of the color of my skin? And this is where we have to again stop limiting ourselves. Whether you're a woman, whether you're African American, whether you're biracial, whether it doesn't matter what you are. If you believe that you can, it's your responsibility to, at the very least, try. And a try means you do it until you succeed. A try doesn't mean you do it once or twice or three times and now you give up because it doesn't work. If you're doing something you've never done before, you're going to have to do it 1,000 times before it works and you succeed. I come on here raw and uncut because I don't have anything to hide. I'm very happy with who I am, and I'm happy with where I am right now. I'm happy with what I'm learning in my journey. I'm happy with every message that I have to send out, whether someone stops talking to me over it or whatever the case may be. It's my truth. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not going to back down from it. And I'm going to continue to share the message because I feel like there are 1 billion people that need to hear it, whether they hear it right now or hear it in a year from now. There's 1 billion people out there that look like me. There are little girls out there that look like me that need to know it is okay to be comfortable in who you are. It is okay to uh, shine your light, your 1,500 watt bright light LED light bulb. It is okay. Whoever is blinded by it, let them put on shades and let them deal with it. But it is not your issue. It is not your responsibility to make yourself lesser so someone else can be greater. It is your responsibility to be as great as you can from day to day to day. We go year by year. I see my nation of people going one year after another, just on a hamster wheel, not getting any better, just getting older, not doing anything different, just getting older. And to me, it's very sad. To me, it's sad anytime, maybe a little bit sad. It's really not sad anymore when people stop talking to me uh, because I speak and I live in my truth. But it's sad that I see my nation of people constantly going down. To me, that makes me sad because I'm a part of that nation. And I would love to be able to go to my own nation of people to get the guidance that I need to build the company to the level that I envision in my head and all the other ventures after that that will lead to that. I would love to be able to, but we're not we're not out there in the numbers that we need to be. We make excuses for ourselves and we think that it's because of the color of our skin. No, we just have to work harder because we weren't taught these things. We have to be more diligent, more self-determined because we weren't taught these things. We're taught how to work and build someone else's dream and to find false happiness in that. There is no happiness in that. There's no economic power in that. I can't be the only one tired of seeing my nation of people treated the way we are. And I can't be the only one who realized why we're treated that way because we have no economic buying power. We don't own anything. We don't even think high enough. We're steadily trying to think outside of the box. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean, think outside of the box? Does that mean, okay, I still have to look like everyone else? And and then what? And then what? Exactly what does it mean? But when I say there is no box, think freely, that means those crazy ass ideas that come to your head, act on it. Don't even think anymore about it, just act on it. The how will come. If you move, the how will move. We're even taught the Bible wrong. You know what I mean? And anybody knows I'm not religious, but these books were sent down here not even as religion. Even that was something that was falsely created to keep the lesser people oppressed. And when I say lesser, I'm talking about economically, right? This goes beyond ethnicity or nationality to keep the financially lesser people down. Then this was created. But here's a few things, and I can't give you scripture. I don't know what scripture it's in. I just remember these few scriptures. One, it was when Jesus said, "You will go on to do even greater things than I have." It's another reason why. Well, the main reason is because the definition. You know, I was an avid reader as a kid, as a young adult, as a teenager. I've always been a reader, not of uh, nonfiction either. I've always read fiction. I've always read about my black leaders and rebels and revolters that we weren't taught about. This has always been me my entire life. So when Jesus was, when Yahshua was making the extraordinary um, things happen that he did, that wasn't humble. He wasn't being humble. You know what I mean? Spitting in a man's eyes and turning him from blind to now seeing. That how is that? How is he viewing himself as lesser of importance? That's not humble. That's you tapping in to exactly what you have. That's you tapping into the fact that we're the only beings that can control our mind. We're the only beings that can tap into the center of the universe, the all knowing. And if we're created in the image of God, Allah, you know, the universe, I call it, if we're created in that image, then that means we are co creators. We can create. And what else does it say in the Bible? If a man believes in his heart, so shall it be. That doesn't mean believe that, you know, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. God damn it, you're going to crash. You're going to crash waiting on somebody else to take the wheel. You better take it, control it, and figure out where you're going so that you can type that into your GPS and get there. Whether you have to detour, reroute, what do I always say? Reroute, but never retreat. When you put it in the GPS, you do. You may have to reroute if a road is closed, but it's not going to send you back home. It's not going to say, okay, well, that road's closed, so you are now being redirected back home. No, it's still going to get you there. But why do we give up? Why do we quit? Why do we retreat and go back home? Just because there's a detour, or there's a bump in the road, or that road is closed. Find another road. Find another way to get there. But get there. You still need to get there. What else does it say? If you take one step, I'll take two. That means action. Take action. You can't just sit and pray and something's going to happen. I'm just hoping so. And speaking of hope, what does it say? Faith is the substance of things hoped for. What is faith? Faith is belief. Faith is believing in the unseen. So that means I believe that I can create this company as big as I see it in my head because I only see it in my head right now. I only see what's possible. It's not here yet, but I believe that I can make it happen. So I'm going to continue to move forward. I'm going to continue to search out the people that can help me get there, the resources that can help me make it happen, the information that I don't have. So I got to arm myself with this information so that I even know where to go to find the resources because I believe that it can happen. That's faith. That's not hope. Hope is me sitting on my ass doing something that I hate and just hoping somebody's going to come along and hand this fully functioning, fully formed thing to me. And manifesting is taking action and believing that you can do it. Like believing, manifestation really is the belief that you can and you will, and asking the correct hows. Manifesting isn't sitting on your ass. That's not manifesting. You know, the people that understand manifestation, they throw that word around. So then the people that sit up and hope and don't do anything, they're inactive. They think that it's just about, I don't even know what they think because I understand the reality of it. You know what I mean? I just see a lot of inactivity. I see a lot of inactivity with beautiful memes being shared, and just no action being taken. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Exactly. Because you can feel like you're manifesting something, but you're not taking action. And deep down inside, you really don't believe that it's possible. This is where we have to really be honest with ourselves. Do you really believe that you can? Do you believe that you can manage um, revenue of multi-million dollars? Do you believe that you can? And it's also limiting. Another reason I say we have to stop limiting ourselves, because we as African Americans, as dark brown skinned people, we have gotten real comfortable with settling. Oh, I'll settle for just making 40,000 a year. I'll settle for, when we were put here to do great things. We were put here $40,000 a year. You can't help anybody on $40,000 a year. And me, when I hear people talk like that, because I'm very open on all my social media platforms, and like my cousin, for example, very small-minded, been in St. Louis his entire life, and that lets you know right there the level of thinking, because you can't do great things never having gotten out of where you were born. And money isn't everything. Well, why do poor people rob banks? No one says money is everything, but I feel like the most selfish people on the planet are the ones that do not aspire to accumulate wealth, because wealth is generational, right? Because you have no intentions on helping anybody. You have no desire to help anyone else. So that's why money isn't everything. You never dreamt of helping anyone. And when I say things like that to them, I get crickets. I get the, okay, cuz, all right, whatever, cuz, these just jokes. Are they really though? Because there's a lot of people out here suffering. There are a lot of people that need help. And you can't get poor enough to help the poor. You can't be hungry enough to help the hungry. So are they really jokes? Or are there really a lot of people that need help? And do you just not have a desire to help anyone other than yourself? Because if you have a desire to help people, it's going to require a lot, a lot of currency. A lot of currency. Even with that, you build a company, you're creating jobs. And now you can dictate who you're hiring. Is that not helping? You can dictate what the pay rate will be. Is that not helping? Is that not something to aspire towards? To be able to say, okay, I don't like these shitty pay rates. I don't like how these companies treat jobs. I can do this better. I can do this better. I can be a better employee, a better employer. I can be a greater company for somebody to work for. Is that bad? Is that bad? And we've cut out a lot of words. It says the love of money is the root of all evil, not money. The love of money. If that is all you love, if that's all you think about is money, the love of money is the root of all evil, not money is the root of all evil. I'm quite sure somewhere in the black church we can just cut that out. And did you know the black church is funded? It's federally funded. So everything that we know is a lie when it comes to what is put in our face. And it's our responsibility to be true to ourselves and our dreams that we have that we don't share, that we're embarrassed or ashamed to go after. We're the ones, each generation, we're the ones that are meant to make a change during our lifetime. And sitting around doing things we hate, dimming our light so other people can shine, is not living up to our true purpose. We have to be okay with, and we have to understand that we're going to lose some people. But I just want everyone in 2021 to make a vow to yourself that you're going to be true to you. Be true to yourself. Take action in your life. Take control of your life. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to save us. Who would you expect it to be? Who would you expect to come and save you? And what does that saving look like? Not the savior. What does you being saved look like to you? Whatever that looks like to you, it's your responsibility to do it. It's your responsibility to save yourself and believe 1000% that you can do it. That's why they say whatever you say you can or can't do, either way you're right. If you say you can't, you're right, cuz from that moment the universe is going to make sure that you don't, because you've already put it out there. The moment you say I can, then you have to be aware of all of the opportunities that are going to be coming your way to help you. Because now the universe, okay, okay, she say she can. Okay, he say he can. Let's test the waters. And it's not going to be smooth sailing. The same way my cousins say love will be we will be tested in this life. We will be tested because that is what makes us sharp. That is where we get better. That is where we achieve and we gain. If you never experience failure, how will you ever know success? And everybody living below the poverty line are inactive because they're so scared to fail. When everyone that has achieved success, even right now in their successful state, they still fail. I was listening to Dan Pena yesterday, and he said, and this was maybe a year or 2 years ago, whatever I was listening to. He said, people don't want to hear about my failures. People don't want to hear the fact that I failed 22, made 22 failed decisions last year. They want to hear about the two that hit. At 22, 22 business decisions that failed. And he's the $50 billion man still having failures, because that's a part of life. That is a part of life. Dan Lok, 13 failed businesses before he finally made a successful one. Yeah, absolutely. Every single person, every single person that achieves any level of success, they still encounter failures. There has to come a point to where You expect it because nothing is going to be smooth sailing. You're just more prepared for it now. Like in the fitness world, we say it doesn't get easier, you just get stronger. It never gets easier. When I was at my most fit, when I was weightlifting in my early 40s, getting all that marriage weight off of me, it never, even at 24% body fat with arms cut, legs, every muscle standing out in a feminine. It was very feminine because I was natural. I didn't take any enhancers, and women don't naturally have enough testosterone to get bulky naturally. Weightlifting makes the female body very lean and curvy and beautiful. So when I was at my most fit, it never got any easier for me to wake up early in the morning and get my workout done. It never got easier for me to push myself to do that, but I got stronger. So my workouts didn't, and even my workouts had to get more intense because now I'm stronger. I used to love the soreness. I actually that's when I felt good, when I was sore. That I was a weirdo, but that's when I felt good. I used to love to feel my triceps on fire. I used to love to feel my quads and my biceps on fire. Oh, my shoulders, that was the favorite because from when I was 19, when my mom complimented my shoulders, oh, it was a wrap. Oh, my mom likes my shoulders. So when I started weightlifting, oh, my shoulder game was on point. And I used to love to, even now, like when I did my push ups earlier, I love feeling. I love it. I absolutely love it. And that's when you know you're getting progress. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. It won't get easier, but you will get stronger. Same thing with failure. Mm-hmm. Exactly. It feels good and you feel it builds confidence. It also makes your mind a lot stronger. So you're able to achieve and take greater risks. Life is about taking risks, man. The riskiest thing we can do right now is have one job that's dependent on someone else to pay us. That is the biggest fucking risk that we can live. And people living below the poverty line are the most risky. They're the riskiest mofos on the planet. Quitting your job to start a business or working your 9 to 5, and then when you get off, you're up until midnight, 1, 2 in the morning to work on your skills for your own business. That's not risky. That's doing what you got to do because at the end of the day, you don't want to keep relying on this, you know, when they can easily just say, okay, well, I need you to come back no more. Now you're scrambling. Like, what am I going to do? How am I going to live? Your whole livelihood is in the hands of someone else. Where you shop, how you dress, everything is in the hands of someone else. That is risky. And that's a risk that I am no longer willing to take. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So just be true to who you are. Um, stop dimming your light. Live in your shine. Live in that grand idea that you have. Make that dream a reality and go for it 100%. And don't question yourself about your belief. Believe in it wholeheartedly. Get your mind and your heart in sync and believe that you can do it and that you will do it and that you are capable of doing it. No matter what it is, no matter what it is. You don't have to be an entrepreneur, but there are so many ways to create multiple streams of income. So many ways of being able to save and invest your money to now you can go and buy this thing. You know what I mean? Buy this investment property or make this investment or whatever the case may be. To whereas, but all of it will just make you greater. It will teach you things that you absolutely will not encounter if you don't take the leap into living in your true essence. You know what I mean? And believe it for real, for real. So, and don't get caught up in this social media hype. Don't get caught up in the social media nonsense. When you watch some behind the scenes of some of these influencers, they'll tell you how many times they retake those pictures and how much they work on perfecting the lighting and getting everything placed just perfectly. It's all a lie. The real wealthy people, if that's like for me, they're not doing all that. They share so much of their knowledge for free. They give so many tips for free on how to follow their blueprint because they're following someone else's blueprint. They were mentored by someone else who did it. None of this shit is new. I'm not trying to do anything that hasn't been done before. One of my ideas isn't out there, but it's something that the idea came to me because it's who I am. You know what I mean? As far as being a designer. So, and it's an idea that even I have been bullshitting and sitting on for about 3 years. And I went to fashion design school in 2003 to 2005. And I never stopped. I stayed in the fashion and beauty industry. I worked as a makeup artist. I worked as a hairstylist because I just had to stay in the industry. I worked with fashion designers because I just had to. But I felt like because I didn't complete fashion design school, then okay, I have to give that dream up. Now I know more, and I know that that wasn't the case. I don't. And even from back then, it's just, again, we allow life to distract us. And even back then, season one of Project Runway was when I was in fashion design school. And it came on Wednesday, and my pattern drafting class was on a Thursday. And we used to discuss it. I know that's a good movie. I want to see it. So I know that's good. And we used to discuss um, Project Runway in pattern drafting class. But there are so many people, like Christian Siriano, so many people on there that were self taught or their grandmother taught them how to sew. You know, the one young lady from Trinidad and Tobago, she was self taught, and all she really did was drape. So I just, there was a lot of life happening, and I got caught up into thinking, okay, I didn't graduate, so I can't continue in my desired career that I've been dreaming about since 14. But I stayed coming towards it, right? As a makeup artist, as a hairstylist, doing runway shows, working with designers, pulling from designers. So when I speak about never giving up, you can't ever give up. Somewhere in me, I knew that I was going to be back. Even if I didn't, everything, like every part of my being, was pushing me in this direction. Every part of me. Because this was a dream that I had that my heart would not let me just completely forget about. And I never forgot about it. I've been in the fashion and beauty industry since 2007, actively since 2009. And now, here I am. Here I am building my own fashion brand. And now, as I continue to listen to my cyber mentors, because I don't have anyone around me just yet that has done, you know, the, built the billion-dollar companies. I only have my cyber mentors, and I lean on them every moment of every day. Even right now, I paused my Dan Pena, that I'm listening to, the audiobook that he's reading himself, Your First 100 Million. And this is teaching me things I didn't know about, how to get your first investments, how to build a team, the importance of how the first people you need to bring into the team before you even bring on employees. I didn't know this. I didn't know any of this. But I found it out because every single day this is what feeds me. Every single day I'm learning about marketing. Every single day I feel like my posts get better. Copywriting, not RIGHT, but WRIT. The copy, the verbiage. I'm learning about that. Oh, okay. I'm realizing that, I speak from two different angles when I put my post, and then I'm like, oh, my copy is way off. Okay. Every single day every single day. I work on my business no less than 12 hours a day. And I'm not even getting paid yet. I'm not getting paid yet. Not in monetary value, but what I'm gaining is much greater than anybody could pay me for. What I'm learning, how I'm growing in exponential amounts. I'm getting better every single day. I'm getting stronger every single day. I'm getting more courageous every single day. And today, what led to this video this evening is I got pissed off with the small minds and the audacity of people that look like me to say some of the small-minded things that they say to someone who is risking every single thing, who is sacrificing every single thing to make their dream a reality. You have some audacity to speak to me with such a small mind. And then I had to check myself. Well, Shalonda, you the one asked that small-minded person a question. So who do you really need to direct that anger at? Because animals live true to exactly their nature. But here's what's amazing about us being human beings. Animals can only be what they are. You know what I mean? An elephant can only be an elephant. An elephant can't say, okay, well, I want to eat meat today. No, elephants don't eat meat. Or a lion say, I think I'm just going to graze on grass today. You know what? I don't think I want to chase the gazelle. I don't think I want to eat meat anymore. No, lions are carnivores. That's what they do. Lions are lions. They can only be a lion. We as human beings, however, we can say, I think I'm just gonna lay low today. I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna not live to my full potential. Yes, I have. I've read most of Napoleon Hill multiple times, not just one. I have that one actually in my self development playlist. Mhm. Yep. I like Napoleon Hill a lot, and that's the thing about it. We can choose who and what we are as human beings, having the free will, the ability to control our mind, which means if a negative thought comes in, which we can't control, we can control if we want to let that thought fester, or we can decide to push it out with a positive thought, with something that will make us feel more alive. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I love that. Doesn't it make sense? It's when I listen to it, it reminds me of the TV show Lucifer, which I really, really like. I like the way the writers portray that because to me that makes sense. With this religion, for one, I don't believe in the devil and God and all that, but Lucifer, the TV show, is a lot, it reminds me a lot of Outwitting the Devil because, like Lucifer says, no, 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 no. Don't blame me. I didn't make you do this. I only punish after, uh, after you do some bullshit from your own free will. Now I'm here to punish you because you've done that fuck shit. But I didn't make you do it. You know what I mean? I didn't make you do it. And this is where we get adversity, challenges. Things are going to come, right? Things will come, but we make the choice. So if something comes or times get so hard, as I'm at the beginning of building my business and I have no money, I can choose to go and steal. I can choose to go and rob a bank, or I can choose to go and, consequences, exactly. Every action has an opposite but equal reaction. And we have consequences to all of our actions. And when he gets to speaking about how the school system needs to be restructured and needs to be more of a round table and the children actually need to do the leading and the teacher is more of the guider, I'm like, yeah, Outwitting the Devil is a really, really good audio. And, if you remember back when I was in Arizona, even into California, I listened to Think and Grow Rich daily, daily, absolutely daily. I mean, so much to where I pull from different parts of it just automatically now. I pull from different parts of that book automatically. I've listened to it so many times. I just, whatever I need, I'll tap into it now and just replay it in my head. Mm-hmm. Daily. And with all of that knowledge, I can't even sit still even if I wanted to. I can't even if I wanted to. I follow the financial plan from The Richest Man in Babylon. Another one I listen to on a regular. I just finished it again. Um, what is today? Tuesday. Last week I listened to it again. Because another one that I'm listening to, I'm on, I think the fifth time listening to it is Contagious. Yeah, Contagious. And that's about like how things catch on. That's really more business focused. So it's really helping me. Exactly. Exactly. And that's the key. Attracting those that support your purpose, that will feed you what you need to keep going. And I'm learning today was my final lesson in being taught to stop going to these people who don't who don't even think on the same level. And it's okay to say that. It's not an insult because we can all choose how we think, right? We all can choose how small we think. Contagious. um I can't remember who it's by, but Contagious. The Richest Man in Babylon, that's the financial plan that I follow. I really like, I call from that one too, The Richest Man in Babylon. The Alchemist, I like that because it really helped me to understand my clairvoyance. But The Alchemist is really good. That one, like, it brought me all the way back to even as a little girl. I'm like, oh, that, because I think I've mentioned my clairvoyance came out when I was like 4 or 5 years old. But The Alchemist is a really good one. The Richest Man in Babylon, that's a real financial plan to follow, and everything about it, even on just how to build wealth. The Richest Man in Babylon, Contagious. That is, it's called Contagious. Why Things Catch On. Uh huh. Um, Paulo Coelho. Uh huh. Paulo Coelho. Coelho or something like that. Yeah, The Alchemist is really good. It's Paulo Quehlo, I believe is the last name. Did I say Q? Cuehlo or something like that. Really, really good. Um, it's another woman I discovered, Jen Sincero. You are a badass. That one is really good. I wasn't sure if I would like that. I found that one when I was co-living in LA, but that one's, it's good. And she's funny too. You know, she keeps it light, but dead ass. Dead ass. I'm reading Unfuck Your Brain, The Art of War. I like that one. Homeless to Billionaire by Andres Pera. It's so many. You know, there's so many good ones out here. I'm also reading The Science of Getting Rich. There's a lot of them. I was just looking through my what is this called? I'm right here in it. Audible. My Audible playlist. So I had to cancel. I had to pause my membership because I don't have the money for it. So I had to pause it at the beginning of January. Like, no, no, no. January 7th. No, you cannot. You don't have the money for that right now. So, but that's all. I'm not gonna keep you guys. I really just had to get that message out there, and to just say once again that I put myself out here, um, natural face, raw and uncut, because I live in my truth and I believe in it, and I do these things. I do these things daily. You know, I'm cautious about how I speak and the words I use daily. It's not just, for a video. It's daily. I'm cautious of how I speak daily. I choose my words very, very wisely and carefully because I understand that I'm giving life to my future. I live in the present. I don't live in the past. I'm not anxious about tomorrow. I'm right here, right now, at every single moment. I'm right here. Even even having to deal with um, okay, even with having to, I won't say adapt because I'm not trying to adapt to it, but still dealing with being visited by Miss Pam, the woman that I was caring for. Um, Even with that, in the day, no time do I live in that, but her spirit knows that I see her and can hear her, and so she after the one, and I think I came on. I'm not sure if I came on YouTube and discussed that, but after the time when she came to me, um, I really have to protect and guard myself at night when I go to sleep because I'm constantly being transmitted back over there. I'm constantly, and I don't mean like in when I was caring for her. I mean all fresh, new. Like she's. I feel like she's constantly trying to get to me. But even with that, I don't live in the days of when I was caring for her, or I don't live in the days of finding her dead. It's just, who I am and having that gift, if you can call it that, she still comes to me at night when everything is still and quiet. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I have to be very, very aware and on top of protecting myself at night before I go to sleep, and just commanding that everything, to keep her, just so she can rest. Because honestly, I don't think she's transitioned. And it's difficult. It's heavy. It's heavy that she constantly comes to me. It's very heavy that she constantly puts me back into that house. It's very heavy. But even that, I don't live in that. You know what I mean? I live in the present. I'm not bothered by it. I'm not bothered by that at all. I know what I need to do. I've been dealing with this for 40 something years of my life. 4 decades I've been dealing with this, so it's not new to me. But even with that, I don't live in the past. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that we as a nation of people really get caught up in: traditionalism. That's old shit. I'm not a traditionalist. I'm not going to do something because they did it 40 years ago. I've never been into tradition ever, because to me it looks, um, very stagnant. It looks like you're just holding people back year after year to keep doing this that was done 100 years ago. And it's not, we as African Americans, we don't have the traditions that will push us forward, that will elevate us. Not these kind of traditions, It's the bullshit. Not gonna decorate in a certain type of way because every fucking body else did it in the family. Fuck them. I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not gonna waste all that fucking time that I can't get back. That's the most precious thing that we have, time. So I'm gonna spend it doing a bunch of useless shit. No, I'm not. For the sake of tradition? No. Fuck no. Who benefits from it? Nobody. Just a bunch of time I could have been studying, I could have been learning, I could have been perfecting myself, I could have been working on myself, but instead I got to do 15 hours of bullshit for the sake of tradition. No, no. That shit died when grandma died if you leave it up to me. Take it how you want to, but I'm just not into that. Trying to create something that the next 3 generations can eat off of. How about that? Trying to create something that will empower people. How about that? Can that be the new tradition? Doing something that will make people feel empowered, that will make little girls and little boys that look like me feel like I can, to make them feel like, okay, she did it through all her struggles. I can too. She never backed down. I won't either. She never quit. Okay, I'm not going to. Hashtag start that challenge. you know? So that's really, the only message I had that I just wanted to share, because I'm living it. I'm living with, uh, people not talking to me anymore, and I can say one thing on here and boom, unsubscribe, and it's okay. It's okay because I'm living in my truth. And like I told my kids, I don't say anything that you cannot take to the fucking credit union and get cash money for. And I'm talking figuratively. You know what I mean? I don't I'm not saying a bunch of bullshit for likes and comments. I don't share memes on social media. I write my own statuses, you know? Hashtag I got this. And we gonna leave it at that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, my dear Queen Ava, I hope you have an amazing evening. I hope everyone that tunes in and watches the replay, I hope you have an amazing evening. And please, for the sake of your future, stop dimming your light. You do not have to dull your shine so that anybody else can shine brighter. It's your responsibility to shine as fucking bright as you can. Like I say, be a 15,000 watt LED daylight bright white light bulb. Whoever can handle it, let their ass go find some shades. But you do not need to dim your light so that anybody else can shine. All right? Have a wonderful evening, you guys. Peace and love. And as y'all see, Creative Nomad, there is no box. Think freely. There is no box. Think freely. Peace, y'all.